you can afford a car, you can buy an investment property. I think many people in Singapore don't realize that, right? Many households, they actually buy a car for convenience, they ferry the kids around, and cars in Singapore with the COE, it's not cheap, right? It's probably going to be maybe 100,000 thereabouts. And that's just for entry model car. And in this video, I'm going to share with you that most people don't realize this. And they think that, property investing is out of reach. I probably need millions and millions of dollars to get started investing in property and make any decent returns. So my name is Daniel, and I create videos every week to help you create passive income through property. And today I'm going to share with you one of the top secrets that I wish I known more than 10 years ago when I started investing. And that is that actually, even with a small capital, a small sum of capital of say of about 100,000 or less, you can actually invest in a property that generates you at least 6 to 8% return every single year. So stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you 3 tips of how you can do that. Are you ready? Let's go. So tip number 1, if you haven't already read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, one of the key things he talks about there is buying assets, not liabilities. And he defines assets simply as things that put money in your pocket every month. So if you think back to our car that we're driving, you need to pay, if you're taking a loan, you need to pay your installment to the bank every month. You need to pay petrol, you need to pay maintenance. Busted my tires recently and I had to pay for my tires. So money is coming out of my pocket for the car, and the car as it is definitely is a liability, not an asset. Okay, so some people actually even think that the house they stay in is an asset, but if your money is coming out of your pocket, that is not an asset. It only is an asset if it's an investment property, and not any investment property. If you just buy a condo in Singapore and you rent it out, but the rent actually is less than the mortgage payments you have to pay to the bank every month, meaning you're making a loss, that is not an asset as well. All right, so an asset really is classified then as investment property, for example, that puts money in your pocket every single month. And this is the first tip, which is to buy assets, not liabilities. So with the same amount of money that you could put towards buying a car, and some people who don't want to pay the interest on a car loan, they might actually buy a car in cash. Just think about it. That amount of money could be used to buy a house that would generate you passive income every month. And that really is the second tip. Many years ago, when I started thinking of investing in property, my worldview was that of investing in properties in Singapore, which cost you in excess of $1 million for just a small condominium. And hence I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to work many years, save very hard, and try to come up with a deposit for that. Property. Little did I know that there are many parts in the UK where there are desirable locations, high rental demand, where you can buy a house, not even a flat, a terrace house for less than 100,000 Singapore dollars. And I'm going to show you an example of one of these golden goose properties that I have invested in. Are you keen to find out? By the way, if you find this video exciting, if you want to learn more, make sure you smash the like button. I'm going to share with you this deal that I don't normally share on this channel. This is a property I bought in Liverpool, and it's actually a 3-bed terrace property. And I bought it for 112,000, 200,000 Singapore dollars thereabouts, which really blows my mind. When I found out that I could buy a house in Singapore, it typically costs millions of dollars, right? A terrace house would be 2 or 3 million at least. Here is less than half the cost of a HDB. If you think about a HDB at Pinnacle at Duxton, that costs you in excess of 1 million, that could buy you 5 of these houses. And this is fully tenanted. It generates for me a net yield of about 9% every year. So let's look a bit at the numbers, right? Because some of you love numbers. The property price is 112. We managed to get lending in the UK. And if those of you who are our students, we can show you how to do that as well. We put in a deposit, meaning of 25%, meaning we borrowed 75% from a lender in the UK, plus 20,000 of closing costs, including your stamp duty and all these other things. That's the thing about amateur investors. They often don't know what are the other costs involved, and they won't be able to do the calculations right. So most people don't even share with you what I'm sharing with you here, right? So total cost, £48,000. All into the deal, it cost us only 86,000 Singapore dollars to buy a terrace house in the UK that would generate profit. So what does the rental look like? £10,000 per year, all right, a monthly £850. There's the mortgage cost, there's the management cost for someone to collect rent. Oftentimes people say, investing in property overseas is a hassle. That's because they don't have the right teams of people who are experts in finding the right tenants, managing the property well, and collecting rent as well. All right. So there is what we call more money, which is the monthly operating expenses, like your utilities and all that. And there's the cash flow that we get as profit, which is about 600 Singapore dollars every month. Think about what that could go towards. Could that go towards maybe buying a car, paying part of the installment, or put the petrol, or paying for your helper? And that's how, this is secrets of the rich, my friends. The rich buy assets, and then the assets then generate passive income, and the passive income allows you to fund your lifestyle. That's the third tip for you. So looking at this here, who would invest 86,000, which is less than 100,000 Sing, to own a golden goose property that generates 7,200 in profit every single year? It's a no-brainer, isn't it? And this is something that I share more in detail during my 2-hour web class, which is coming to you very soon. So for details on how to find out more about the web class, check out the description below. There's a link for you to sign up there. It's a free web class for anyone who's keen to create passive income through property. Put your comments below. What questions do you have? Questions you would like answered on the web class as well. I'll be more than happy to share my secrets over the last 10 years of how I've built up a portfolio of property successfully, generating for me and my family passive income every month. So this is Daniel signing out. I'll see you at the web class.